We're all the way live inside the Hennessy VSOP Privileged Music Series inside the VIP Lounge. Give it up for yourselves, you know what I mean? And what I'm going to do now is bring a superstar to the stage, my man Vic Mensa one time. Come on out here, pimpin'. Keep it going for him. What's going on, pimp? Welcome on to the Bay Area, man.
What's the word? Thank you for having me, man.
I wish I could have had some better weather for you, man. I'm sorry it's chilly out here.
No, it's all good, man. I'm having a great time. We had some good food.
Yeah.
Smoked some good dope, so everything's good.
For the kids. So now what's going on, man? Tell them about your album that's out there right now. Everything is popping.
Yeah, the album is called The Autobiography. It's basically just a collection of very personal stories and experiences. I wanted to tell my story, you know, detailed and verbatim in a way that could relate to everybody else's journey, you know, because I feel like we're all human at the end of the day. We all experience the same basic emotions and situations. We fall in love, we fall out of love, we have hopes, ambitions, you know, we have down times, we lose people. And so I just wanted to touch on all of these very, very human, very visceral themes and topics in my own life in a way that maybe people could apply to their life.
What was the biggest thing you wanted people to learn from the album when they listen to it about you? Like a big misconception they might have about you, and they would learn more about you from the album.
I don't know particularly about a misconception, but I just wanted people to have an understanding of me as a person, you know, in all of my contradictions. I think that very often, being from Chicago, Chicago is a place that's sensationalized in a major way, you know. What you see is there's 40 murders in a weekend, or, you know, Memorial Day, 30 people get shot till eventually it's you get fatigued from it and nothing really seems real. It's like people are numbers. So I wanted to show that, like, you know, both sides of a person, so many different sides of a person can exist. You know, I can, at the same time as being political and being, you know, an activist, I can also, you know, have situations in the street where I'm taking part in what they gonna call black on black crime, you know. And you could be a hopeless romantic, and you can also, you know, be out here like living a rock star life and maybe running from something. I wanted to show that, you know, that people are like so multidimensional.
When you were like, what was the exact moment you figured? Because, you know, a lot of people at home don't get a chance to live like you do and travel the world, party like you do. But at what point in your life you were like, yo, I got to get back to the city, and I'm going to be very, very vocal about what's going on, about the way people view my city?
You know, I think what was a major turning point for me was I was in LA, and a kid named Laquan McDonald was shot in Chicago. Well, this happened some years before it got released, but I had been like reading things about it, and I was hearing that the footage was going to be released. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the footage, but a police officer in Chicago shot a kid named Laquan McDonald 16 times. He emptied the clip on him. You know, pretty much 15 of those shots were while he was on the ground. And so my man called me, and he was like, this video's coming out tomorrow. You know, we're making moves. So I just jumped on a plane, and I went back to Chicago, and it was like just major, you know, activation in the streets. I know the Bay Area knows about that. And so we was out there just standing for the people, and the energy from that was very electric. And this is the same time that a lot of things started to be caught on camera. You know, it's like it's all in the string of the whole Mike Brown and, you know, Tamir Rice, all these different black kids being killed on camera. And right then I was refocused on my commitment to putting that into my music. You know, it wasn't that that I just realized, you know, things are messed up and I need to use my voice to speak about it. But that was when I kind of like got just recalibrated.
To the younger kids that's coming up, that's trying to get out and be more positive, what's like the most important thing you could tell a young person that they got to do to stay focused?
You know, I always just tell the youth, man, like, just be unapologetically you. I think that a lot of people are trying to trying to copy and trying to emulate what they see on Instagram or what they see on Twitter, what they see on TV. And that's why you got so much music where, you know, I could press play and play 5 songs and they might all sound like the same artist, you know, because people are just kind of like trying to fit in. And I always just tell people, you know, be you, because I think that's how we move the needle.
Let's go make it positive. I'm sorry I got dark on you like that, man. What's the highlights? Well, give me some good things going on in your life right now.
Oh man, you know, everything's good. I'm about to go on tour. We'll be back in the area. I don't know if there's a specific San Fran date, but I'm going on the Jay-Z tour at the end of next month.
He nonchalant said that too, like I might be going on a tour with me and Jay-Z. Yo, that's big, man. That's
gonna be dope. No, I'm excited. I'm just working on the set, working on the show, just trying to make it a special experience. I'm excited for that, like specifically because I know that that's an arena, that's a space where you came to the show to really hear the game. You know what I mean? Like, people don't go to a Jay-Z show just because they like the beats. You know what I mean? Like, people actually care about what's being said in that situation. So that's something that I'm very, very excited for.
That's crazy. You opened up for Jay-Z. How does it feel when they call you to be like, I mean, you know, you've been down with Ye and a lot of these people. If Jay-Z say, I want you to come with me, what's your first response?
I was just hyped, man. You know, I was trying to make it happen. I was trying to make that happen. And so, you know, when it came together, I think things come together for a reason. And it's all energy, you know. And I think that the energy that I'm putting into the world with my album, The Autobiography, is in very many ways a kindred spirit to that Hov has put out with 444. It's just, you know, vulnerable, honest, you know, speaks about like real situations in his life, as does my album, and things in the community drawing parallels. So I think it makes sense, you know?
What is a guilty pleasure of Vic Mensa? Something that we wouldn't think that you was into. I got him.
Yachting. No, I'm
It's gotta be something we wouldn't think you was like Pokemon cards.
Well, you know, I don't know if this. I'm not guilty about this because I think that this person is amazing. But I was in Chicago like last week at the Ed Sheeran concert, and Ed Sheeran's like one of the best songwriters in the game right now. And so I was at the Ed Sheeran concert, and you know, it was a little bit outside of the city, so it was like I was seeing a little bit of different types of characters. They seemed like maybe they didn't get too many like dread-headed, tatted up young black men.
Wait, what city you talking about?
Chicago.
Word.
It was in like Rockford or something, so it was like, it seemed like maybe they didn't, you know, get too many people like me over there. So I was kind of getting like a lot of energies from these like middle-aged white men. I don't know why they were so tough at the Ed Sheeran concert, but I was a real minority in there though, 100%. It was one of the most white things I've experienced recently. And I was getting some popcorn, and then this Mexican dude walked by me, and he did a double take. He was like, Vic? You like Ed Sheeran? He called his wife over. He was like, yo, babe, this is the only black dude at the Ed Sheeran concert right now. But not a guilty pleasure, but you know, I guess maybe some people would think it was a guilty pleasure.
That's crazy. They take pictures, not because they were you, because you were just there.
Because I was there. It was, I don't even know who you are, but you're black, and this is Ed Sheeran. This is crazy. I don't know.
Yo, tell me about the city of Chicago of itself. Like, if I was going there, tell me something I would have to see besides the things I see on Instagram and things like that. What would you send me in Chicago?
I mean, you know, being from the Bay, I would tell you spend time like by the water, man. The Chicago is so beautiful, and the lake is just special. You know, you go, it's crazy because it is hectic and there's a lot of things wrong, but it's still a gorgeous place. You know, you can be in Chicago and you could be 100% safe, you know, as if you were in the Hamptons, or you could go in the wrong neighborhood and get shot in the drive-by. But
And he's so smooth with it too. You know what I'm saying? Get shot 30 times.
You gotta know where you're going, know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, but I would say hang out by the lake, man. Spend some time by Lake Michigan.
That's what's happening, man. What's other things we got to look forward to? What you got coming up?
Yeah, so I'm pretty much just getting ready for tour right now. I got this this line of leather jackets called 93 Punks. It's just a bunch of custom leathers, like vintage leather jackets that we're reconstructing and decking out. It's all on my Instagram. Really, I was just making jackets for myself, and people would always ask me where I got it. And so then eventually I was like, you know, I might as well make them and do a little collection. So that's called 93 Punks. That's coming out soon. Going on tour, you know, releasing videos.
Yeah. It's all right. What made you want to get into leather jackets? Like, what was like one day you woke up and was like, I'm gonna be Fonzie. I want to make this jacket. Now, everybody makes a thing. You always wonder,
Well,
like what made Nelly want to make apple bottoms? You know, I want to know what made you want to make leather jackets.
Well, you know, I came up on rock music. That's like the music that I really first fell in love with. So on my album, I sample Weezer and, you know, groups affiliated with David Bowie and things like that. That's the music that I really first started listening to. And so I've kind of always contained that in my DNA. And then I guess when I was out in London for the first time, you know, I really put on the first leather jacket in like this creepy vintage place in Camden where I think they told me that they might kill me in the basement. It was like weird, like spiky haired people. I was like,
you have the wildest adventures, bro.
I was kinda like, I don't know. I was like, I kind of like this place. It's got character. And ever since then, you know, that's just my go-to. That's what I do.
Got a two-part question. When you was growing up listening to rock music, right? Did all your friends listen to rock music, or you was like the only kid listening to rock?
Well, you know, I was kind of like, I was split between two worlds because I'm from the South Side,
Right.
But I went to school on the North Side. So I had got kicked out of a school on the South Side. So I ended up going to school on the North Side, and there were a lot more white kids up there, and they were listening to rock music, and I was like on my hip hop, and we were trading our CDs and kind of introducing each other. Now back south though, nobody was about that. Nobody was really trying to hear that. They didn't like the skateboards. This before Lupe and
That's where I was coming to.
NERD came out, so you know people wasn't really into all the skateboards and the rock music.
So now,
like, 2018,
turn
that off.
When you go out and you see the kids with a Def Leppard shirt, a Weezer shirt, you go, "Hey, you know what that is?" They go, "Nah, I just bought it over here." Hot Topic. What do you think?
Right. It's just trends, you know. Everything goes in cycles, man. You know, I feel like to me, the reason why all that stuff is popular right now is because it's just legendary design, you know, and graphic design. And right now it's got a moment where it's corny, and so everybody's playing it out. Yeah. But it's not gonna lose its credence because those are like, it's a style, it's a culture that is around today for a reason because it was strong enough, impactful enough. So people will forget about it and they'll start copying whatever else Kanye decides to do.
Nah, it just trips me out. When I was a kid, the Metallica kids used to beat up the Guns N' Roses kids over T-shirts. I used to love the white kid fights. It used to be awesome. They used to be like, "Yo, fuck you, Metallica. No, GNR. What y'all fighting about? Tupac." Just jump in.
You talk about some Tupac.
Yo, you got a big thing going on today, and a little bit we can make out for those who want to be aware and be a part of it. Tell them what's going down today.
Oh yeah, we're headed over to do a show at Berkeley, at UC Berkeley. It's Lower Sproul Plaza. It's something we just threw together, man, and we're gonna do like a kind of like an open forum discussion on some political issues because you know it's been going down over there before that, but definitely doing the show. If you can make it over there, we'll be headed there right when I get out of here, so definitely come through if you can.
That's wonderful, man. And backstage, you was asking me about the Hennessy privilege. We got you not only a big bottle of Hennessy you take for yourself, we have it autographed just for you, courtesy of Hennessy VSOP.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? That's all you.
I appreciate it.
He was asking me about it. I was like, "Yo, man, put it in your pocket."
Oh, that's cold. Word up. All right, bet him up. That's going on the gram.
That's what it Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Vic Mensa one time.
Thank you, guys. My God.